Hello everybody, what's going down and what's happening? My name is Sonja Marie with Wordlife Astrology here on this God-given Monday. It's October 14th, 2024. I'm here to give you some transit astrological information sprinkled in with a little bit of spiritual understanding. If you're new to my channel, I hope some of this information resonates with you and you consider subscribing and liking and sharing this information. And if you're repeating and you're coming back to support a sister, thank you again and again and again and again. I appreciate you. Please continue to put your comments down there and let me know how this information hits you. I appreciate that. I like listening and reading what people are going through and how the information is hitting them, okay? Let's start this thing off with a really quick announcement. I am going to be in the DMV area. I've been pumping it up for the last couple of weeks. I'm doing a writing workshop in this awesome David tree that Under the Hollis tree is throwing, you guys. Along with a whole bunch of other beautiful women. It is for Black women, and we are coming together to get a little bit of our sweet life. Listen, I will be doing, like I said, a writer's workshop. There will be a waist bead ceremony, some awesome food, sound baths. Oh my God, some great music. Y'all should come through. If you're in the DMV area, some 10 to 4 day, meet some really good people and grab a hug from your girl. I'd appreciate that. But you know what? The registration ends today. Like Monday the 14th, the registration ends today. We're coming in on the 26th, but you gotta get your ticket today. Did I say today? Today. Do that thing by clicking the link in the description box below, okay? I can't wait to see you. All right, let's get started with this week, because again, if you join me on Instagram, I just got off the live talking about how gnarly this week is going to be, and I don't want to waste no time preparing you for it. Again, pull up a seat, because this might be a lengthy one. But again, I'm going to try to get right to the point. Let's go. Monday, the moon is in Pisces. We may be feeling a little nebulous. I swear I do. I couldn't get out the bed today, to be truthful with you. I just wanted to lay there and look at the ceiling and have them tell me stories. Whoever is them in the ceiling. A lazy kind of feel today, right? A nebulous, almost confused kind of feel. You want to take your time today. Maybe you're a little weepy and you have some tears coming and releasing some things. All is necessary and all is divine. Let it come out, let it flow, okay? Tomorrow, that moon will stay in Pisces until 4:34 p.m., okay? On Tuesday, the moon will be in Pisces and then go into Aries at 4:34 p.m. You need to know this though. As we cross into this week, or I should say, as we grow into this week, right? It starts off like a lamb and kind of ends up like a lion. And I need for y'all to do your very best in being aware when these switches, when these changes happen, so you can head off any ill-fated reactions before they happen, okay? So check this out. On Tuesday, that moon, when it's in Pisces, before it goes into Aries, the moon in Pisces will conjunct Neptune in Pisces. That's a really interesting placement. Why? Because the moon is in Pisces, we already feel nebulous and a little, like I said, flighty, a little, our boundaries are a little malleable, However, when it's conjunct to Neptune, Pisces is planet, and it's in Pisces, literally, that's like a quadruple kind of Pisces feel. I want y'all to do your best and celebrate this Pisces energy by maybe igniting your imagination, doing some writing, doing some journaling, listening to music, going to a quick concert if there is one on Tuesday somewhere, right? Or at the very least, go somewhere and listen to music, like in a bar or something like that. The bottom line is to access your subconscious in a way in which it can keep you clear, somewhat meditative, okay? And please, and very please, do your best not to use it as an escape, because Pisces energies, like I said, quadruple Pisces. If the moon is in Pisces and then it's conjuncting Neptune, which is Pisces' planet, and it's in Pisces, okay, maybe not quadruple, but gosh darn triple, that's still a lot of Pisces energy in which we have to regulate and balance, make sure we don't go too far out into the ocean, so to speak, right? And going too far out into the ocean on Tuesday for sure would be maybe sleeping too long, would be escaping with drugs and with alcoholism, would be escaping with food, anything that you use to keep your mind off of stress. I want you to do your best not to go too far out in the ocean with it. Why? Because stress could possibly be coming and knocking on your door the next day. Here we go, boo-boos. On Wednesday, the moon is in Aries. Whenever the moon is in Aries, or I should say this, whenever the moon is in a particular sign and it's about to gear up to that full moon, we feel it. So the full moon is on Thursday, but on Wednesday with the moon going into Aries, you'll feel this full moon energy swell. Everybody knows what Aries is about, right? Aries is about fighting, confrontation, risk-taking, independence, blunt, communication, always saying what's on their mind. Aries is about being the first. Aries is about being the baby. Aries is self-centered. Aries, like I said, is about confrontation and about fighting and about, I don't know, just being the front line type of energy. Always ready to put their dukes up and defend themselves and other people in other situations for that sure, especially if it's showing any type of injustice, right? Aries will fight for it for sure. So on Thursday, here we go. When that full moon in Aries at 24 degrees hits at 7:26 a.m. Eastern time, there's going to be a full moon swell, an emotional culmination of energy in Aries vibration that says, I'm hot, I'm heated, I'm ready, I'm over it, I want to start something, I'm getting frustrated, I'm getting impatient, I'm just, literal, just like that. Sometimes you may not even feel it coming, you don't even know why it's coming, but it can build in you that heat, that fire, that brattish kind of way. Anything Aries like that just builds up and gets to the hilt. You get full with it. Understand that, which can absolutely charge an argument. It can charge an ignitement. It can charge a blow up. It can charge, again, just fighting. It can charge you making rash decisions. Making rash decisions without thinking out all of the possibilities and the options that lay before you. Okay? Full moon is about ending. So we need to end some things, right? But please be very mindful how we end it. We don't want to go out guns a-blazing out this mug. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's what Aries wants you to do. Now, I really need for y'all to tighten the belt and put the gloves on and get ready. Why? And not to fight, but to be aware. Because here we go. If we had that triple Pisces, we're about to have some kind of triple Aries. Check it out. On the same day, Thursday, that full moon in Aries will square Mars in Cancer. That's a huge deal. And I was trying my best to explain it on Instagram very quick, like to a bunch of people that probably didn't know what the heck I was talking about, astrologically anyway. So I tried to break it down into simpler terms. But over here, I think y'all ready for this more so than anything. Check this out. That full moon culminating energy is hot and ready to release Aries energy. Aries is already hot and ready to release its damn self. It wants to square up against Mars, which is what? Aries' planet. Mars is Aries' planet. Oh my gosh, that's like triple Aries, double Aries right there. But check this out. That Mars, Aries' planet, is in Cancer, a sign in which Aries does not like. So it's squares, right? So what that means is with the full moon squaring Mars, could be some heated emotional arguments, situations that happen, and then you're asked to move Mars, to execute Mars, to become angry Mars in a particular way, in an emotional way that goes against what Aries wants to do in the first place. Example, possibly maybe you get into an argument and you want to scream and yell and show a person a piece of your mind, but instead you cry, you break down, you become vulnerable, and it's irritating as all get out, because that's not the reaction, that's not the movement that you wanted, that's not the movement that was called for. You wanted to be strong and stand firm on your conviction and be that brat that full moon in Aries portends. But the Mars in Cancer says, listen, in order to handle this emotion, you have to move in an emotional way. In order to handle the full moon Aries emotions, let me repeat that, you have to move in a productive emotional way. Thank you, Spirit. Not in the way in which you think you should, by throwing dukes, by defending yourself. Emotional intelligence, what Cancer and Mars wants to show us, is basically take the information that is at hand. Be compassionate towards people and situations that are around you at the time, right? And then figure out how to move. Only move when it feels right. Only move when it benefits others. This is important. Also, that full moon in Aries squares Pluto in Capricorn. Good God. So, again, not to beat a dead horse, but this helps with understanding. Full moon in Aries culminates emotional, like getting hot and heated and just ready to blow, ready to end, ready to start some things, but not having all the pieces in place. So you're getting mad about it. That is squaring against Pluto, which is the planet of transformation, of destruction. I like to call it the Tasmanian devil, because Pluto, what its job is to do, is Scorpio's planet, is to destroy and clean up an area so it can create something different. What Pluto's job is to do is to destroy and get rid of things so it can be more powerful and have more of authoritative stance within its own life, or within the life of the group, or whatever the situation is. You dig? So the bottom line is that this full moon Aries wants to get hot and heated, but it's going against your own transformation. Again, you want to be a brat? You want to be a kid about things? You want to fight some stuff? It's going to go against your emotional intelligence, Mars in Cancer, and your ability to transform, Pluto in Capricorn. And remember, with Pluto being in Capricorn, it's saying, yo, we have to transform so we can move forward, so we can get rid of all of these traditions that no longer work. Don't be mad about it. Are you mad? I'm asking a question for real. Are you mad that you have to get rid of the thing that was tried and true? Ooh, Spirit, thank you. Here's the analogy. Are you mad that you have to get rid of your bodyguard? Think about that poetically. Are you mad that you have to get rid of the one thing or the person or a situation that has been protecting you, that has been fighting for you, that has been defending you for so long? Are you mad? And if you mad around this time, Wednesday going into Thursday, this full moon in Aries is asking you to move in a different way. Don't fight the emotions and the vulnerability that wants to come out, Mars. Don't fight the transformation that needs to happen, Pluto. It's all for the good, y'all. And bust this. As I say that, how about that full moon in Aries is also sextiling Jupiter? Boom. You got to be patient on Wednesday and Thursday. Because as this full moon is doing this thing and igniting Mars and Pluto, it literally wants to give you the blessings if you're patient, if you gain some type of emotional maturity, if you take a breath, if you stand your ground, knowing that you do want to transform, but I'm not going to be pushed off my square. Not in an egotistical way, in a way in which I have learned the things that I've learned. I have cried and gone through this rigorous transformation of my soul. And you want me to be somebody different? You want me to go to a puffy party? You crazy. I'm done with that life. Oh shit, I make myself laugh. I swear to God. Okay, get serious. That full moon though is sextiling Jupiter. It's saying, yo, I got blessings for you. Don't get mad. Jupiter has opportunities. Jupiter has blessings. Jupiter has, I like to call it the Skittles. Jupiter will show us ways to learn, show us ways to evolve. Jupiter will forge us into a whole nother spiritual, enlightened series of our lives, for sure. Like you may meet a Buddhist and be like, oh, wow, I like Buddhism. I want to go with you. And then all of a sudden your life has changed. Now you're traveling all over the place, meeting different Buddhists. You understand what I'm saying? This is all Jupiter. Yeah, spiritual doctrines. Yeah. Jupiter is about travel. So maybe if you don't get mad, and if you do have some patience, and you recognize there are things that you need to end with that full moon in Aries, you can travel. You can open up your eyes and your world to different things. But again, you have to take your time and don't let this full moon in Aries throw you off. Whatever needs to go, it needs to go. You don't have to throw a tantrum because of it. Moving on to Friday, the moon will go into calm Taurus. By the way, you know the moon loves being in Taurus. In astrology, that's called exalted, right? The moon is exalted in Taurus. You know why? Because the moon is so fluctuating, right? It's so moody. It goes back and forth and back and forth. And Taurus is the most stable, right? Most dependable sign there is in the zodiac. So it's exalted. Those fluctuating moods are exalted in calm Taurus because they don't fluctuate as much. Everybody's emotions is kind of on an even keel when the moon is in Taurus. You can always figure it out. Just Google and see how your day is going to play based on the emotional vibration. See when the moon's going to be in Taurus. And that's on Friday, babies. That moon in Taurus, the reason why I said all of that calm information, is sextile and Saturn. Come on, y'all. The needed discipline to come out of that full moon energy we just left. The moon sextiles Saturn. Saturn is about discipline and lessons and fear and boundaries and discernment and hard work, ambition, elderly people. Right? I don't know why I said it like that. Saturn. So when the moon is sextile and Saturn, in that way, Saturn says, okay. Wake up the next morning, realize that some things have ended. Maybe one or two things blew up, but now let's put some boundaries on it. Let's put some restrictions on it. Let's pull us back in regards to our prayers. Let's focus. Why? Because Saturn is in Pisces, and that's discipline within our prayers. That's rituals within our prayers. So how about we go back to our prayers? How about we focus and stay in our meditation so we can see exactly where it is we need to go after this transformation happened? Or as the transformation has happened. You dig that? That moon sextile in Saturn wants to save you the following day, that Friday. Please listen. Please listen to spirit. Listen to your ancestors on that day so they can set you back on track. On Saturday, the moon stays into Taurus, calm and even as heck, and it will sextile Mars in Cancer. Don't you like it? Mars was getting beat up. A couple of people wanted to fight the emotional outburst that we needed to happen in a productive way. The emotional outburst that needs to happen around that full moon with Mars in Cancer is productive. There's a way to be emotionally intelligent when we use our expressions of our emotions in a productive way by sharing with people how we feel as opposed to arguing and screaming and demanding that they treat you a particular way. All right? You know the difference. So on Saturday, when that moon sextiles Mars, emotional maturity, movement. Okay, we can be calm about what it is we need to do now. Now we can have those conversations. Now we can be more affectionate. Moving, Mars is movement, right? Now we can move with affection. Now we can move with compassion. Now we can move with that motherly energy that we have, regardless if you're a man or a woman. That nurturing maternal energy can land in both genders. You dig? Now we can smooth things over with that love, that grandma love that people like to get on them to make them feel comfortable, like that blanket on their back. You dig? No more abrasiveness that Aries was bringing. Let's move with smoothness, with understanding, with, again, emotionality and emotional intelligence. Also on Saturday, look at this coming back around. That moon will trine Pluto. Ah. That moon trine in Pluto only reminds us like, yo, let's get back in our square. Let's get back on our square. Let's be the superior to ourselves. Let's follow the rules that we need to follow for us in order to move forward and get rid of these whack traditions that no longer serve us. But let's do it in a calm, practical type of way, because the moon is in Taurus, practical, and Pluto is in Capricorn, it's practical. Let's take the practical, methodical steps to impose our power once again, and not on people in a negative way, but standing on our square and letting people know who we are, and or learning how to use our emotions to transform ourselves, to be calm in our transformations, taking deep breaths, going, okay, yeah, I do need to change that. Okay, this is the day where I need to be clear and be realistic about the changes that I need to make. Let me take my breaths. Let me stop crying. Let me stop blowing up and realize that I have to take responsibility and accountability for the stubborn actions that I've had in the past and the ways in which I didn't want to change. I have to change now. That's the day to do that, on Saturday when the moon trines Pluto. I'm good, y'all. Y'all know I'm good. And lastly, on Sunday, with that moon going into Gemini. That's a nice little reprieve. When the emotions get light, remember, Gemini is superficial in the best way possible. It loves to celebrate on the surface. It loves to celebrate. It loves to be sociable. It loves to communicate. It loves to debate in a healthy, energized way. Gemini always brings friends together. Gemini loves to share information, again, on a superficial level, nothing deep and emotional and taxing. So this is a good day to kind of feel light again and start getting back into just feel good, right? The feel good and reading and slowing our mind down so we can get prepared for the week, right? Mentally prepared for the week. On that day, Sunday, the sun is going to quincunx Neptune. So there's slight little bit of confusion there. I really, honestly would like to give this advice. Stay in the lightheartedness of Gemini. Do whatever you can, again, to be easy that day. If there's a lot of work that you need to get done that day, possibly you need to do it by yourself. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the sun, quincunxing Neptune, brings a lot of confusion, a lot of cumulus clouds that want to surround the brain and allow us not to hear what we thought we heard. If there's a lot of communication with that moon in Gemini, it's allowing, did you say such and such and such? Did you say such and, well, I felt, and then you felt, and then it becomes too much because you can't see. Because you can't see with that sun and Neptune clouding one another, okay? Do yourself a favor and be really calm as much as you can on that day. It's a high anxiety day. For those who are riddled with high anxiety or ADHD, that's a day in which the nerves can be a little out of whack. So do what you do in order to calm yourself down. Again, meditation, staying by yourself, listening to good music, maybe some kava kava. I am not a doctor, so I'm not prescribing herbs, but I'm suggesting that you look some things up like holy basil or kava kava that can help bring the nervous system down, okay? Google that and let me know how that works out for you in the comments below. Okay, now we're to the point where we're going to pick the card for the week. This has become my favorite part of our weekly rundown, so I can't wait to see what we get this week. Y'all ready? So I feel like this card is specific for a few of us that's on here. And I'm going to present this with caution. And I'm also going to add this to the fact that there's so much going on this week. And the juxtaposition of it all, like the happiness, the anger, the confusion, the sitting back planning and being pensive about some things. This is all the emotions that's going to be wrapped up in this week, right? Possibly, maybe you'll try to manipulate the scene by adding a politician in the mix. Please be careful. Cuidado, okay? Do you recognize this man? All but the most innocent and sincere of us have a politician lurking somewhere in our minds. In fact, the mind is political. Its very nature is to plan and scheme and try to manipulate situations and people so that it can get what it wants. Here, the mind is represented by the snake, covered with clouds and speaking with a forked tongue. But the important thing to recognize about this card is that both faces are false. The sweet, innocent, trust me face is a mask, and the evil, toxic, I'll have my way with you face is a mask too. Politicians don't have real faces. The whole game is a lie. Take a good look at yourself to see if you've been playing this game. What you see might be painful, but not as painful as continuing to play. It doesn't serve anybody's interest in the end, least of all yours. Whatever you might achieve in this way will only turn to dust in your hands. Ashe. Cuidado, everyone. And know that around that full moon is what I just heard. It was a little download. Aries energy can sometimes want what it wants when it wants. And it can manipulate the scene in order to get that, which can be described oftentimes as playing this political game. So be careful. Be careful. Just use your emotions in the best way possible, okay? We'll get through it together. I hope to see you in DC on October 26th. Again, today is your last chance to register. Please come and see us. I'd appreciate that thing there. We're going to have such a good time. In the meantime, though, and until I see you and squeeze you, be the best you can be, all right? Take care of yourself. Be easy on you. Yep, that's your job. I'll talk to you real soon, all right? Next week. See you soon.